Okay, so what we have here is how the hearing aids come from the manufacturer. They come with a handy bag, which is here. They come in this plastic wrapper, and the box Signia, that's just our supplier for this particular type of hearing aid. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to do an unboxing so you can see what the hearing aids look like when we first get them. So we use this handy little knife here, and we're just going to open this bag up. Kayleen gave us the dullest knife she could find in the thing. So thank you, Kayleen, for that. We're going to take this sucker out. Throw that away. So that's the bag. This bag is what we give to the client after they purchase and pick up their hearing aids. So it unwraps to a nice carry bag. The hearing aids come in this box. Just unfolds like that from the end. And inside, they get official cards telling them what they've received. This one here has slipped underneath. Sometimes it does that. But normally what you'll find is that it comes sitting in there like that. The hearing aids are inside of this container. They should be anyway. So let's open it up. And there the hearing aids are. So the hearing aids look like that. They come in an assortment of colors. This is a dark champagne. And when we're done, and when they actually go in the ear, they look like this. The hearing aid sits behind the ear, like that. And there's a little wire that goes inside the ear, and that's called the receiver. So when it's all done, it's going to look like that. So with this, you can see the receiver is not attached yet. So we're going to do that. So what we have right now is in our stores, we have the receivers in little kits like this. The receivers in the boxes, they just haven't been unpackaged yet. And the receivers that are out like this, they've all been unpackaged. So one thing to notice is that you'll see blue squares on some and red squares on others. The red is for the right ear, and the blue is for the left ear. Okay, so I'm going to just take two receivers out of the kit and put that kit aside. And what you'll also notice in here is that this retention ring is already put on. A lot of the times, especially when you take them out of the boxes, the retention ring will not be on. So these have already been placed on. So we're going to put this right receiver onto this hearing aid. So you can see that black piece that's in there. The first thing to do is take that black piece out, like that. Just pulls out. And we're going to put this in there. It goes on very simply. You put the bottom in first. Oops. The bottom goes in like that. And then you push the top on. And then I can take a pen. Before we do that, we're going to have a look. You see this little thing here that's sticking out of the hearing aid? That's the pin that holds the receiver in place. To put it in, before we do that too, you can have a look at the back of the receiver. You see a black ring? That's to make this receiver waterproof. So that stops water and moisture from damaging the computer circuit that's inside the hearing aid. So it just goes in there. You put the bottom in first. Oops. It's actually a lot simpler than I'm trying to show the camera. There. So it's in there like that. And what you have to do is push the top in, and then you just push that little pin in. Just like that. And now the receiver's in there. It won't come out, and because you pushed it quite firmly, we've got a nice seal for water. The next step is putting a dome on the end of this hearing aid. So we're going to do that now. The hearing instrument provider will always select the appropriate size dome for the customer. So you probably won't be changing domes unless the customer comes in here, it's full of wax, and you've learned how to do this, and then you go ahead and change the dome. Have a look at the domes here. They come in a lot of different sizes. There's little ones, big ones, and there's domes that have holes in them, and there's domes that don't have holes in them. So when you are replacing the domes, just make sure you select the same dome that they already have. So just for now, I'm going to select this one here at random. These are click domes, which means they do not come out in the patient's ear. In the old generation of hearing aids, they would just be pushed on, and over time they would get sloppy, and sometimes they would come off in the ear, and we'd have to go in there and take them out. These ones, when you push them on, that end of the dome just gets pushed onto the receiver. So we just grab it, put it in the hole there, and push it, and you hear a click. And if you don't hear it, you can actually feel it click. And now that's on there so tight, it won't come off. And now it starts to look like this same hearing aid that's in my ear. So there's the one that's in my ear, and there's the one that we've now put together. One thing you'll notice is the retention ring on mine is rounded, and this one is straight. After you've worn this for 4 or 5 days, that retention ring starts to take on the shape of the ear. But at first it comes straight like that, and it can be a little challenging for clients to put that into their ear. So let's have a look at the hearing aid now. On the back side of the hearing aid here, you're going to notice a little slot. That little slot is a microphone. That's what sound hits before it goes through the hearing aid and it comes out of this side. This side here, that's the speaker or the receiver. That's where sound comes out louder than it actually is, because people that can't hear need louder sound. The other thing is this one here has 2 buttons. This is a rocker switch. If you push the bottom button, the hearing aid will probably get quieter. If you push the top button, the hearing aid will get louder. Our hearing professionals can change that button from volume control to program change and some other features, but for now, just assume most of them will have volume control. There's also a little hole up top. That's also a microphone. This hearing aid, because it has a microphone here and in here, is very, very good at reducing background noise. In order to reduce background noise, you have to have a 2 microphone system. It also helps you to hear speech in noise a lot better. And that's it for the general overview of the hearing aid.